Hey guys, it's Drew. I'm going to show you guys how to make one of these paper rose flowers, and I really love these roses. So let's get started. I'm selling these on my Etsy store at beadbuyer107.etsy.com, and I have the link to the right, and they're great for embellishing scrapbook pages or whatever you'd like to do. So let's get started. First, what I did was I cut out 3 of these flowers on page 76 of your Planting Schoolbook Cricut Cartridge Manual, and I cut them out on the blackout feature because that will just give it a little small hole in the middle. And I cut out 3 of them at 3.5 inches, and you can get that on a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And I cut them out on this cream color, and I already misted one side. You don't have to mist all the sides, but I do just because. I'm going to open a magazine to a random page, and I'm going to lay down my flower. And this is the color Brown Mist from the My Mist. And I'm just going to mist it. I normally do about 2 to 3 sprays for each one. I'm going to take my heat tool, and I'm just going to heat these up so that because the My Mist is wet. So I'm going to heat them up. Okay, that will also harden up your paper just a little bit. After I have that added on, then open up this magazine again. I'm going to glimmer mist them with some glitter mist from the company called Shimmer Spritz from, I don't know, I can't read it. It says shimmerspaints.com. Made in the USA. Truffle is the color. And I really love this color. And I'm just going to mist them with the glimmer mist. Alrighty, so there we go. And you can decorate them however you want. Now what you're going to do is you're going to cover them in Mod Podge, and you're going to heat set the Mod Podge on top of it. Or you could use this Scotch 2-way glue pen. I have Mod Podge, but I find this to work a lot better. And this is just a Scotch glue 2-way applicator pen, and I just add it on, and it comes out clear, and it will also dry clear. So you're just going to add it on to one side of the paper. So I'm just going to add that on. So just swirl it around on your piece, and then on the opposite side there's a sponge tip, and then on that side I'm going to rub it around to get a coating of it. And this will keep the fibers of your paper like locked together, so they won't rip when you're folding them to create the flower. Alright, so I'm going to do that to all of them, and I'll meet you back here once I have all of them and they have completely dried. You could heat set them. Alright, so we have our pieces done, and they're all completely dried with the glue on them. And now what you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors, and I have these cutter bee scissors, and on one of your petals you're going to cut to the middle of where that hole is, and then you're going to cut one petal out of it, basically, like that. Cut one petal out of it, set it aside. On the next one you're going to cut 2 petals out of it, so cut that one, and across like this, and you're going to cut 2 petals out of it, and on the next one you're just going to make a slit to the center, and there you have that completely done. After you have that completely done, then I use Beacon's 3-in-1 glue. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but I like this glue. And I'm going to take the one that has just a slit down the middle, like that. I'm going to take some glue and add it onto one of the petals, right next to the slit. And after I've added the glue on, I'm going to take the petal of the slit and I'm going to fold it over onto the top, and that will create a raised flower. And then all I do with the raised flower is I just put a clothespin and clip it on, and I leave it to dry. So let's just assemble the rest of these flowers. Do the same thing with your next one, the next petal on the flower. So you're just going to do the same exact thing by pulling it over, and it's going to be a little bit more harder to do due to the fact that you have to pull it over the width of 2 petals instead of 1. Alright, and we're going to do our last one, and this one's going to be the hardest petal to attach, but it's still pretty easy. It's not hard at all. And this is why we added on the glue or the Mod Podge, because it will hold your paper and it won't let it rip, or else your paper would rip. And you're just going to clip it. And on these little petals right here, I use a metal rod, and you're just going to roll towards the center on either side. Alright, and after you have them rolled towards the center, just kind of roll it up into a ball type piece so it looks like the center of a rose, like that. I like that. And just add some glue into the inside so that you could close it off. So let me just get my glue working. And after you have that, you can just scrunch up the bottom if you'd like and clip it. And then for the last petal, you're going to do the same exact thing, and you're just going to roll either side, and you're going to roll it up into a little tube type piece. So after you have that, you're going to roll it into a shape that you like. So I'm just going to leave it how it is. And what's really nice to do on these is to fold back the flap on the top, and then you're going to fold it around, and that'll make it just look a little bit more like a rose. So you do that on your other one also, but I just didn't, just because I don't normally like to do that on my layer, the second layer. And I'm just going to squeeze it and clip it. Alright, I'll be back to you once these have completely dried, and we'll assemble the flower. Alright, so they have completely dried, and I already rounded the edges on these ones. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. You're going to hold your metal rod or pen or whatever you would like to use, hold it on the top of your petal, and roll the petal back onto the rod, and just pull your rod out. And you're going to do that on all your petals. So I already did that on all 5 of these ones, and so we can now start assembling the rose. So the bigger one is going to be the base of your rose, and what you're going to do is you're going to add glue down into the middle of the rose base. You're going to be using a lot of glue for these roses, because they won't stay unless you add like a gallon of glue. I'm not even joking. Alright, so after you have put that in there, then you're going to add your next layer, which is going to be a little bit smaller, like this. And you can add that straight into the center. But what I like to do with the smaller of the layer is I just cut a little bit off the bottom of it. Snip a tidge of it off, and then you're going to turn it the opposite way, because you're going to get these 2 little pointy pieces. Snip those off also. And I'm going to add glue down into the bottom of my rose petal, and you're going to want glue mostly on the sides if you clip it, because you're not going to really need any down in the bottom, but I still do add some down in the bottom. Anyone see Alice in Wonderland yet? I so want to go see that. That looks like such a good movie. But my mom's been asking me if I want to go, but I'm like, no, because I want to go see it in 3D. I want to see it in 3D at like IMAX theater or whatever it is. So I'm like, I'm just going to wait till I get to be able to go see it in 3D. So we're going to probably go like this weekend or something, which is going to be really cool because I want to see that movie. Okay, and I accidentally forgot to roll down these ones little flaps, so I'm just going to roll down that one. And then after that, you're just going to check and see if it looks good inside of there. And it's a little bit too long, so just snip it up if it's a little bit too long. Trim it off. Don't want to get any glue on those scissors. Those are nice scissors. And you're going to, if it's good, you're just going to snip it at a point. So, snip, snip, and now it's at a point.
Paper rose tutorial. And so here are the paper roses. And I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Check out my Etsy store for those some of these paper roses. And have a great day. Bye.